I am coming to you from the Appalachian Trail. I've just walked the 1 mile southbound part from the Forest Service Road 42 parking lot up to Springer Mountain. I'll post some pictures of that in a little bit. And now I'm heading back down to the parking lot to begin my Georgia to North Carolina section hike. I'm almost to the parking lot, so I'm almost 1 mile in, not counting that 1 mile backwards walk, southbound walk. I'm about almost 1 mile northbound. It's absolutely beautiful today. Slightly overcast, no wind. It's probably in the middle 60s. Beautiful day. Got all my gear packed out. I'm planning on about 7 to 8 days to get me back to Dix Creek Gap. I'll actually walk to the border, turn around and walk back to Dix Creek Gap where my shuttle driver is going to pick me up and bring me back to where my car is parked. So show you a little bit of the trail as I'm hiking forward, and then I'll come back later. Hey, everything's beautiful and green. Saw a couple wild turkeys on the trail. The view from up top of Springer was fantastic. I made sure I signed the logbook. There was no one else up there, so I kind of had the place to myself just to kind of think and relax and enjoy it just for a few minutes. I didn't want to spend too long. I got to the parking lot. It was 1 p.m. by the time I took my pictures with the shuttle driver and started heading out. It was just a little bit after 1. I got up to Springer at 1:30, hung out for a few minutes, and now it's right at 2 o'clock back to the parking lot. So I definitely want to make it to Hawk Mountain Shelter today. So I got about just shy of 8 miles to go, just shy of 7 miles. Shouldn't be an issue. Long days, nice trail. At the latest, I'd say I'm gonna get in there by between 6 and 7 p.m. at the latest. But we'll see. Last time I tried to guess on my ETA, I was way off, aka Eagle Rock Loop and my bushwhacking experience. So I won't do that again. Hopefully I'll get there with plenty of daylight to get set up, get my meal cooked. Few cars in the parking lot. I know everybody's worried about is the trail closed, but I've already passed 12, 15 people on the trail coming and going both ways, southbound and northbound. Looks like mostly families, day hikers. I passed what probably was a section hiker as well. So yeah, as you can see, back at the parking lot. So let me get this taken care of and keep heading down the trail. Talk to you later. The green tunnel. I'm about 1 mile in, 2 miles in from, I'm 1 mile in from the parking lot. Seen many of videos with that same log on it. I finally walked it. Alrighty. I just came out of Stover Creek Shelter and I crossed what I'm assuming is Stover Creek. I'll show a picture of it with the log that you got to walk across. Everything's going good so far. We got just under 5 miles to Hawk Mountain Shelter. It's 3 p.m. Still feel like I should get there okay. The trail's been nice. Got a little gradual climb I got to do coming up here in a minute, but nothing too major as far as the climbing. It's over. That climb is over 2 to 3 miles. It's like 600 foot. So gradual, shouldn't be too bad. The trail has been really nice. It's really pretty. It's kind of gotten a little overcast. A little dark cloud came up over me a while ago, but thankfully no rain. About to come up to an area called Three Forks. It's a pretty scenic little area where a couple of tributaries merge. This section I've been walking on since Stover Shelter has pretty much been very flat. No significant elevation gain, but I think that comes after this Three Forks area. Nice little drop off. You can hear the creek down there. Everything feels great. Only have when I get to this Three Forks area, I'll have 3.9 miles to Hawk Mountain. Get camp set up. I'll be sleeping in my tent the entire trip. I will not be sleeping in any shelters just because of everything going on. Just trying to be as safe as possible. So yeah, keeping my distance. I've passed probably so far probably close to 20 people. I haven't come upon anyone that's walking in the same direction I am. They've all been walking opposite of me, which tells me, because that parking lot was full, or it had a lot of cars in it, so they were day hikers, maybe coming to see this long falls here in a minute. Okay, we got to the Three Forks area. 4.1 miles complete. And off I go farther north. Almost to Long Falls. Nice little creek and stream going down there. This is the first elevation gain that we've had since getting started. Nothing difficult, but just saying, I'm sure it's going to get more difficult over the coming days, but it's very, very nice. So thankful to be out here. So thankful. I've got a supportive wife back home, and that we're able to do these things. Hello. I would suspect, since Long Creek Falls is pretty popular, when I came across that Three Forks trailhead and road crossing, there was plenty of people parked there. Coming up to Long Creek Falls, one of the highlights on this section of the trail. Wow, It's flowing. A nice little swimming hole come July or August. There it is, Long Creek Falls. Even Long Creek Falls, Gut Hook shows it's 2.7 miles to Hawk Mountain Shelter. So it's 4 o'clock right now. That should get me there between 5 and 5:30, which is not too bad considering I left Springer, the top of Springer, at 1:45. Yeah, so I don't know exactly how many miles it is from Springer to Long Creek Falls, but I think it's like 5.1 maybe. So yeah, 5.1 miles in just over 2 hours. So not too bad. Nice little campground there. About a mile before Hawk Mountain campsites, there's a little 50-foot path to the right that opens up to this pretty little field on top of this bald. I imagine at one point in the past somebody did some flowering up here or some gardening or growing some type of vegetables or maybe cattle. Some real pretty flowers are in bloom. This field is full of these. All right. It is 5:20 p.m. and I just arrived at Hawk Mountain Shelter. Started at 1:45 from Springer. Not a bad day. Not a bad day at all. Few climbs, but nothing terrible. There's a shelter for the night. I'm gonna pitch my tent. I'm not staying in this shelter. I need to get that done, and I want to sit and relax for a little bit. I got a couple hours of daylight. I'll maybe tell you a little bit about what my plans are moving forward the next 7 or 8 days. Alrighty, well, let me get my stuff set up and I'll come back later. I got my tent set up right over there. I'm the only one at the shelter. I got my little burner going. Got the water happening. Gonna make a little shot of coffee, instant coffee. And gonna have probably 4 cheese potato. I'm not sure which flavor, maybe chives with a little bit of chicken mixed in for my protein. Potatoes for my carbs. This is how we do it on the trail for my family. They always want to know how I cook and eat and what I eat. I got 4G signal out here. I've been able to talk to Barbara on the phone. Yeah, 4G. Texting. I'm gonna conserve my battery. But at any rate, yeah, I got signal. It's getting close. Oh yeah. I can't do that. That'll be boiling here in a minute. Shelter's nice. Temperature's already starting to drop a little bit, I can tell. So, as soon as I finish putting the water in my coffee and making it, I'll probably go slip on my base layer just to be able to stay warm. It's about time to wrap up for the day. I've had dinner, instant mashed potatoes, sour cream and chives, I think, with some fajita flavored chicken, some other things, peanuts, just different things for protein. So a recap for the day. I started off this morning. I parked my car at a shuttle driver's house, and they brought me to Forest Service Road parking lot at 1 mile north of Springer Mountain to Southern Terminus, and I hiked the 1 mile south. Checked in at Springer Mountain, took pictures. Whatever, was really beautiful. It was clear, could see really far off in the distance. And then I started hiking north from there at 1:45 p.m. local time, and passed all the nice spots. Took my time, wasn't in a rush. Took some time at Three Forks and also at Long Creek Falls, and you'll see the pictures of those in the video. Then I kept on coming and made it to to this Hawk Mountain Shelter. I think I said I got here around 5:20, 5:30, something like p.m. So under 4 hours, 8 miles, probably 3.5 hours, 8 miles, 9.1 actually, 8.1. And so yeah, I had dinner, got my tent set up, got my sleeping bag. I went ahead and put on my base layer because the temperature's kind of dropping. It's a little breezy. I've got 2 climbs I've got to do. I've got to do Sassafras, and I got to do Justice. And I'm right here at Hawk. So get past those 2. If I want to get all the way to Ramrock Mountain, I want to camp at Ramrock or at Woody Gap, where they have bathrooms, water. And so the reason why, and that'll end up being right at 12 miles tomorrow. The reason why is because I want to get to Neal Gap the following day. I want to get to Neal Gap by 5 p.m. Sunday afternoon. Saturday afternoon. Today's Thursday. So that's tomorrow's Friday, going to be a 12-mile day to either Ramrock, depending on how I'm feeling after those 2 climbs. If I feel good, because that's relatively flat, there's not a lot of elevation, some ups and downs, but nothing major. If I feel good, I'm gonna push the Woody Gap and stealth camp somewhere right around there. That way, wake up Saturday morning and have from mile marker 20.8 to 31.7, and so that'll be a decent day. 11 miles. Big climb right there, Blood Mountain. Preaching Rocks, looks like that's a pretty good climb right there too. Then a long down, but looks like a long uphill from basically mile marker 24.3 to Blood Mountain, which is 29. So a 5-mile incline with a bunch of little ups and downs in there. And then I'm dropping 1,200 feet into Neal's Gap from Blood Mountain. So that'll be a long day. That'll be slow. This right here, that's going to take a little bit to get down that, depending on how my knees are doing. So tomorrow the plan is to get at least a Ramrock, probably push to Woody and camp, stealth camp at Woody. Yeah, so that's my plan. It's almost 7:55 p.m. local time. I'm about to cut it. Oh, just picked up signal. I'm about to cut it short. It's been a great day. Absolutely loved it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I know tomorrow's going to have some nice views. Wasn't many views today. Wasn't many elevation changes either. It wasn't bad. So, alrighty. It's been a great day. Great end of day one. 9.1 miles in the books. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
Hold on, is this really